Welcome to Madrid Pulse, your daily source for all things Real Madrid. Transfers, tactics, and the inside scoop on football's biggest drama. In today's update, the stage is set for a massive summer disruption involving two of Europe's most powerful clubs, Real Madrid and Liverpool. With both clubs undergoing critical changes and making bold moves in the transfer market, a high-profile swap deal could be on the horizon, featuring Rodrygo goes and Ibrahima Konate. For months now, Real Madrid and Liverpool have been circling each other over various players, with tensions and negotiations flaring up more than once. It all began earlier this summer with the complicated deal for Trent AlexanderArnold. Madrid pushed to bring the English right back to the Bernabeu before June 30th so he could take part in the Club World Cup. However, the negotiation became a source of friction between the two clubs. Liverpool demanded $10 million for the early release, while Madrid insisted the figure was closer to $5 million. Ultimately, the deal was completed, but not without bad blood. That transaction may have just been the first act in a much larger drama. The focus now has shifted to two new names, Rodrygo and Konate. Both players are facing uncertain futures at their respective clubs, and with shifting priorities, it appears both Liverpool and Madrid are open to a bold and mutually beneficial exchange. On Liverpool's end, they are seriously evaluating their left-wing situation. Luis Diaz's future at Anfield is more uncertain than ever. The Colombian winger didn't feature at all in their recent preseason friendly against AC Milan in Hong Kong. Coach Arne Slot attempted to diffuse speculation, saying, "There have been a lot of rumors about him lately, and I can't go into details. He's training very well with us, but for now, we've decided not to play him." That silence speaks volumes. Bayern Munich have emerged as frontrunners to sign Diaz, and Liverpool are already considering replacements. Among the most intriguing options is Rodrygo, whose situation at Real Madrid is growing increasingly complicated. Rodrygo's minimal role during the Club World Cup raised eyebrows. Although he was reportedly injured, there was growing talk that he had fallen out of favor with coach Carlo Ancelotti. With the arrival of new talents like Mastantuono and the return of Brahim Diaz, as well as the repositioning of Bellingham and Arda Güler in the attacking areas, Rodrygo's future in the Spanish capital looks less secure than ever. Sources close to the club suggest he may be open to a move, provided it's to a project where he would be central to the attack, and Liverpool fits that profile perfectly. Meanwhile, Real Madrid have quietly placed Ibrahima Konate on their radar. With only 1 year left on his Liverpool contract, the French centre-back could be available next summer for free if he doesn't extend his deal. Real Madrid are considering taking the same route they did with AlexanderArnold: secure a pre-contract agreement and wait. However, if Rodrygo's situation accelerates and Liverpool push hard, Madrid could be willing to fast-track their pursuit of Konate in return. An exchange deal would solve issues for both clubs. Madrid would get a top-class centre-back to reinforce their depth behind Rodrygo and Militao, while Liverpool would get an elite winger to replace Luis Diaz. Despite spending nearly $178 million this summer on Huijsen, Carreras, Mastantuono, and AlexanderArnold, Real Madrid have kept a close eye on defensive reinforcements. With Nacho leaving and uncertainty still surrounding Alaba's long-term fitness, Konate would provide a solid, reliable option. On the flip side, Liverpool have shattered spending records this window, bringing in Florian Wirtz for $133 million, the most expensive signing in Premier League history. Alongside Wirtz, they've acquired Hugo Ekitike, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, and Armin Pexi. Their willingness to spend signals that funds won't be an issue if they decide Rodrygo is the missing piece. There's also a tactical appeal to the deal for both clubs. Rodrygo's versatility, his ability to play on either wing or even behind the striker, makes him a perfect fit in Arne Slot's fluid, high-pressing system. For Real Madrid, Konate would bring youth, pace, and strength to a defense that's been prone to injury setbacks and inconsistency. Of course, the clubs would need to navigate the financials carefully. Liverpool would demand compensation if Rodrygo is valued higher than Konate, or vice versa. But if both players push for the move and the clubs recognize the long-term value, the deal could materialize faster than expected. The foundations are already in place, and the recent AlexanderArnold dealings, despite the drama, have shown that Madrid and Liverpool are capable of getting things done when they need to. With the new season just around the corner and both clubs eager to finalize their squads, the coming weeks could bring one of the biggest transfer twists of the summer. Rodrygo and Konate are more than just potential signings. They could become the centerpieces of a blockbuster swap deal that reshapes both squads and defines the trajectory of the 2025-26 season. Keep it locked here on Madrid Pulse as this story continues to develop. Forward Rodrygo Goes is facing a pivotal moment in his career this summer, with mounting uncertainty over his future at the Santiago Bernabeu. The 23-year-old Brazilian has reportedly been informed by newly appointed manager Xabi Alonso that he will struggle to find consistent playing time in the upcoming season. This development has prompted Rodrygo to begin evaluating his options, especially given the fierce competition for places in Real Madrid's star-studded attack. Despite being an important part of the squad in recent seasons, the club's ongoing evolution under Alonso, combined with the emergence of new signings and returning players, has seemingly pushed Rodrygo toward the exit door. Initially, Arsenal had shown strong interest in signing the Brazilian, but the Gunners have since cooled their pursuit after securing alternative targets, most notably Noni Madueke from Chelsea. This opened the door for Liverpool to emerge as frontrunners for Rodrygo's signature. The Premier League giants have reportedly been in direct contact with Rodrygo's representatives to assess the feasibility of a transfer. Liverpool's interest appears to be tied to the future of Colombian winger Luis Diaz, who has attracted attention from several clubs, most notably Bayern Munich. Should Diaz depart Anfield this summer, Rodrygo is seen as a suitable replacement, given his versatility, Champions League experience, and proven quality in high-pressure situations. Regarding Bayern Munich, German journalist Christian Falk has clarified that the Bundesliga champions are not currently prioritizing Rodrygo as a target. Their primary focus remains on signing Luis Diaz, with a $75 million bid reportedly being prepared. The Colombian winger is believed to be open to the move and has requested that Liverpool consider Bayern's proposal. Rodrygo only becomes a real option for Bayern if their efforts to secure Diaz fall through. The Bavarians also had Manchester United's Marcus Rashford on their shortlist. But similar to Rodrygo, Rashford is viewed more as a contingency plan than a priority. Thus, Bayern do not presently pose a serious threat to Liverpool or other interested clubs in the pursuit of Rodrygo. Meanwhile, French giants Paris Saint-Germain have also re-emerged as potential suitors. According to Florian Plettenberg, PSG have maintained an interest in Rodrygo for some time, but previous attempts to approach him were met with resistance from Real Madrid. Now, with Madrid seemingly more open to a sale, the Parisians are keeping a close eye on the situation. However, their decision to move forward will largely depend on what other attacking options become available in the market.